Good morning and good evening, little children, young boys, and teenage girls. This is Uncle Teddy again, right in front of you, and this time he's going to talk about a very, very important topic. I'm sure you will love it, you will enjoy it, but you may not like it. You know what is that? Do not argue. That's a topic. I know the beauty of little children as they are growing up is nothing but talks. The more they talk, the more cute they look, the more the cute they can represent themselves, right? But sometimes what happens is it becomes an argument. Everything they ask questions, everything is a problem, every single thing they need a solution. Sometimes it becomes a noise in the ears, or it becomes a kind of nuisance. And what happens is, on a longer run, you will see that that habit is going to keep you away from many, many things. In the sense, um, you will not find too many friends gelling with you. People will start hating you. People will start making distance away from you. People will find very, very uncomfortable talking to you. Why? Anything and everything I ask, no, for simple reasons also, this fellow will argue with me, or this girl, no, my god, the moment she opens her mouth, she doesn't know how to close the mouth, because the mouth is not allowing her to shut down, something like that. So it's becoming a problem. We need to look at it as a problem from the childhood days. If we correct it, no, then as you grow as a teenager, as a professional, and then into parenthood, becoming a mother or father, and then you have long way to go, this childhood habit will always linger to your brains. It will be always sticking to your brains. So we need to treat it as early as possible. That's why we came up with the new topic called as do not argue, or arguing is a bad habit most of the times, but not all the times. Sometimes you need to argue for good reasons, positive reasons. You need to argue. Okay, now time is very limited. Let us see what is the definition of argue, or argument, or arguing, right? It is nothing but always this arguing comes as a negative synonym, that is with a negative meaning. It is quarreling, right? Or to or expose our opposition. That is like, I oppose this, I don't like this, I definitely will not allow this. No, 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 not allowing, right? Showing your concerns, in the name of opposition, in the name of stopping something. That's called as arguing. Now, and how you want to present your case is a different thing. How you want to argue with rude words. Some people argue and they give one slap, one back. Young children we have seen, no, they're fighting on the streets and all that. Why young children? Even elder people also talk like that only nowadays. Argue when it comes to argument, there is no calmness that will be witnessed in you. You will be very angry. Words will be very sharp. You will hurt people through words, and physically also, as I said, you will slap. You will also end up abusing. Abusing means what? Teasing them, talking all bad things about them, which would not even have happened, or ill-treating them in a very, very lower way. You ill-treat them, they will get so sad. Some people will cry and they run away from that place. That's not at all right. It's not a Christian habit. That's not the way God our Father argues with us. When you sin, when you do wrong things, you go and say, God, forgive me. You think He calls you, come, come, I'll teach you a good lesson. Sit, kneel down. He doesn't treat you that way. He will say, forgive you, I forgive you, no problem. He will hug you, give you a kiss, and he will say, do not repeat that again. That's the gentle way of behaving, opposite to argument. Okay. Now, few questions. Always we ask this reasoning, no, reasoning skills we are developing through these sessions. No, the more questions you ask, the more truth gets unearthed, right? You will get to know many new things in life. That is the beauty of questioning. But questioning itself shouldn't become an argument. That is another thing. Ask some sensible questions. Right now we are going to ask some sensible questions. Why do people argue? That's the first question. 4 or 5 reasons why people get that intention of arguing. No, I will not agree. No, I want to stop this. Why that negative tense is coming out of their brain is they're not ready to compromise, because they would have gone with some intention. Meaning, for example, a little child is been taken to the shop. It will say, I want a pink box or a pencil box. With that only, the little children are very good in making deal with their parents. Yeah, I will come, I'll be a nice good child, but you have to get me a pink box. Now the father takes all around. There are beautiful boxes in different colors, but nothing doing. I want my pink box. Ah, I want my pink box. Have you seen, right? With children rolling on the ground and all that. Age doesn't matter. Instead of rolling on the ground, people behave even more worse as they grow up. The children are far better. Now this is called as arguing, not ready to compromise. Pink box means pink box. Pink bicycle means pink bicycle only. Nothing doing. Okay, this is where argument starts, right? People are not ready to listen to others opinion. That's another reason, right? But that data will be telling him, hey, this is green color box, it's even better. You see so many sockets are there, you can keep your rubber, this that, that's a better box. Actually speaking, he's not trying to convince or fool her, but she will not ready to be ready to listen. Why? No, I cannot listen to others opinions. I cannot compromise on what I want. What I want is what I want. Nothing doing. Rude behavior, or we call it as arrogant behavior. Arrogant people and rude people only argue too much. I know you are all good children, no? I know definitely you are not rude or arrogant, but you should know about other people, right? So you need to listen to Uncle Teddy now. People usually argue or fight when they stand on the point. They use their entire energy to win over the other person. Now, what it means is sometimes you will use energy for wrong reasons instead of using it for right reasons. You could have done many good things in that 1 hour's time or 1 day's time or 1 week's time. 1 full week. Have you seen people fighting like dogs? This is what has happened. This is the end result of if you are getting into the arguing habit. Every time you will use your energy in a negative way, which means what? You are going backward in life. You are not marching forward in life. Meaning instead of going to from fifth grade to sixth grade, this person will go from fifth grade to fourth grade, fourth to third. Somewhere he will be in kindergarten class. You know, that is where that is what happens when you keep on having this habit of encouraging this habit of arguing. Watch out, little children. Watch out, teenage boys and girls. Okay, and elder people also. Next question. Next question. You are all clear with me so far? You are with me, right? what do you what do you call someone who disagrees with everything? See, it is a question for you. You are not on the arguing side, but the other guy is, or other girl is always arguing. Your friend is always arguing. Now, what do you call, how do you look at that person, right? You should look at a person like, he's definitely a difficult fellow to handle. He is definitely a difficult person to fight with. Now what you should do, we will discuss in a moment, right? There are certain tips that we are going to give you, like certain guidelines we are going to give you how you can handle such people. But the question is, what can I do? I'm not arguing, but that guy is pulling me for a fight. Two children when they fight, no, whichever children reaches to the parent and tells first, that fellow is the winner, kind of. you know that the competition will be there. First, whoever reaches first and tells, no, that guy will be like a nice fellow, the other guy will become a bad fellow, but actually this fellow will be the real time culprit. That's how the world is, right? That's why people are very quick to blame each other, and this all ends up in argument. Okay, now let us come to one more question, important question. Uncle, tell me, what is the opposite of arguing attitude? Arguing is bad. You are telling me. What is good? Why are you? What is the opposite of the habit of arguing? You know, there are five, six things, good things, which you can try to inculcate. Inculcate means you can try to coach yourself. You can try to learn this during the journey of life, right? You need to have the habit of, the other person is arguing, no, if you argue back, what will happen? It will become a fight. You try to convince that person. It's called as influencing skills. Teenage boys and girls will understand this. You will need it very much in your profession. You need to influence. You may have a valid point, but the guy is not ready to listen. So find out certain techniques. You know your friend very much, better than anyone. If I talk like this, it will be he will be able to listen to me. The techniques. You have to somehow find ways to convince him or influence her and end the fight. That must be your attitude. Now, second thing is, if you cannot win the argument, you are almost about to break down or getting into a fight where slapping each other, leave the place, run away from the place, right? What happens is that interval of time, no, for example, you are meeting that person only the next day, 12 hours gap will be there. In the 12 hours gap, no, that guy will realize, oh, I hurt her so much. That's why she fled the spot. While running, I can see tears falling down her cheeks. No, what I did was wrong. That person will be realizing. That's why silence, and sometimes staying quiet and giving up and running away from the place is good. Do not do not look at yourself as a coward. Oh, I'm not a coward. You know who my father is? No, no, no. The guy who is fighting himself is coward. Why? Because he doesn't know how to mellow down. He doesn't know how to control himself. He or she is out of control. You are not a coward. They are coward. It's other way around. The person who leaves the spot because he wants peace, that person wants peace. That person is not covered. He is the most courageous person. You are the courageous person if you have that kind of attitude. Okay. Sometimes what you have to also do is you need to apologize. There could be something fault in you. Allow that person to pour out and you need to apologize. What is the opposite of arguing is these are the habits. Now we will talk this, we'll discuss little more on this in the coming point. But then are you bored or what? Now wait, you need to listen to this. What happens to your body while arguing? We always have touched upon the physical impact on your body when all these negative things happens, right? Eating too much food or in stress or watching too much of mobile phone televisions. We had been discussing all these points. Now in this session we are going to discuss about when you argue too much, what happens to your body. Many things happens to your body, I'll tell you, regardless of age. Trust me, stress increases in your body. When stress increases, it will activate something called as amygdala, which is a kind of a chemical, which will chemical that makes that hormone cortisol to get released. Cortisol is not a good hormone. It will basically harm lot of functions in your body, and that's where people need to watch out. Why? Cortisol is something that you need to always keep it under control, because if you don't keep your stress or emotions under control, no, then what happens is this cortisol will keep really getting released, and you it will start harming your body. Therefore you need to keep your stress. When you argue, what happens? You will feel so relaxed, huh? No, no, try it out. No, you'll feel so much stressful and headache will come. You'll feel like puking, crying. What happens when you cry with sorrow? Stress. Don't get into all that, right? And while arguing, have you seen people will argue like this? Huh? Hey, what happened? Why are you screaming like this? No, their voice will be on top of the sky. It will be like, "Hey, what happened?" Something like that. You know, the the vocal cords gets damaged. That's what. And if you have the habit of arguing, screaming all the time, no, it's good for little children. They should cry. The more they cry, their vocal cords grows, and it's good medically. But as you grow older, keep your voice in control. Therefore, your vocal cords will definitely be functional. Otherwise, it will harm the vocal cords. You won't be able to sing properly, you won't be able to talk properly, present properly. Why all this problem? Okay, another important impact on your body because of arguing is you will get a lot of breathlessness. People will end up in wheezing, asthma, allergy issues, etc. Immunity system will go out, oxygen level will drop off. You will end up in so many complications. Little children, teenage boys, elders also, watch out. This is a very important point. Next, blood pressure goes up. Blood pressure is not only a problem for elders, right? You have this yelling habit or arguing habit from childhood, no? At an young age, maybe when you reach your early 20s, you will end up like a BP patient. Then you have to be on tablets for lifelong. Do not do that, children. That's the worst thing that could. Uh, I mean, even your enemies should not get into such things, right? Why? Because that's the worst thing that any child or any teenage boy could get into. Please avoid, right? Next thing is heart rate, heartbeat, kind of lub dub lub dub lub dub. The rapidity increases, and due to which the blood frequency is also going to increase. There are a lot of impacts, right? You may get into a heart attack. That's why while arguing, right, when the emotions strike up in movies and all, you might have seen, no, one auntie and one uncle arguing and fighting. Suddenly uncle will catch his chest and he will fall down dead. Why? Because of that problem only. Arguing can also kill a person. And lastly, immunity system and your hormones are definitely at risk. Okay, there are two hormones, epinephrine and n- noreph- norepinephrine. Even I don't know how to pronounce, but I'm saying is released into the bloodstream when couples fight with one another or when somebody fight with each other. This is the fear that this hormone will, is a kind of a harmful hormone which will hamper the metabolism, your digestion systems, your stomach pain, everything is coming because of these hormones. Okay, Unnecessary hormones are also getting released because of your emotions. Argument is a trigger of emotions. You will get angry, stressful, heartbeat will go up, BP will come, immunity system goes down. Why argue? Instead, you leave the place. No, now you understand why you are not a coward. You are the most courageous and brilliant person to leave the place. Why? I will not waste my time. I will not spoil my health. That is what your children should tell. You end up in fights like anything, no? You will, I mean, especially at least children until 10th standard, no, or ninth standard, they will fight like anything. College also has no exception. But I'm telling you, in general, please avoid. Why? It's not good for you. Okay. Now, oh my God, time is running now. Now, three more questions we have and we are done. Only 3 more minutes maximum. How to handle arguments? Uncle Teddy, you are telling too much. You're threatening me. Give me a solution. No, yes. Uncle Teddy is here for that reason. How to handle arguments? First of all, be a good listener, right? Allow that person to pour out. No, what is urgency? Why you can't shut your mouth or zip it for 10 minutes? Allow. No, that person has come with so much of anger. Look at his eyes, mouth. It's like a dog which is almost there to bite you, but it's not a dog. It's a human being. It's your own friend. It's your own mother. It's your own daughter, whatever it may be. It's your own friend. Allow. No, let them pour out first. Then you will never know, right? They may tell certain thing which is very very true. Then you will get a complete clear picture. Then it will be, you know what, easy to convince them, this is not true, this is not right. Before hearing the full story, you also get into the fight. What happens? You will end up in argument. Okay. If at all there is any problem on you, if they were true that you did wrong, it hurt their sentiments, don't even think twice to say sorry or apologize. Yeah, little children especially, say sorry. They will feel really mellowed. I'll tell you, the other person who's hearing, no, when you say sorry, argument kills there itself. Argument is dead there itself. Okay. Don't raise your voice, which we told already. And do not get into the language of abusing. Do not talk about their family background. Do not talk about their color of the skin. Do not talk about their, you are so ugly, you deserve to talk like this, or something like that. Abusing them, sexually. No, no, you cannot do all of this. Argument will become more worse, and it can even go to the extent of shedding blood. Suddenly he will take a stone and, hit on the other person's head. What happens if the person dies and gone? So what happens? Stupid argument can, kind of put your life at risk, and for lifelong you will be in jail. Little children, watch out what you're doing. And I have witnessed many incidents even during my school days, right? People, one child pushing another child. The child went and dashed on a stone, head broke, and it became unconscious. Big problem, and the person was expelled from the school. That little child, other child, was expelled from the school. But you know what? The child who has fallen down only deserved to get hurt. Why? Because that guy was irritating him like anything all these days. What this little child should have done, should have told the parents, brought it to the notice of headmistress, and somehow we should have handled it differently. That's why don't allow that anger to grow. Sometimes you need to go and end it. Find a way to end it. Talk to your parents. Your parents are the best guide. Any problem, tell to them, or talk to them, right? And you inform them. This is what is happening at my school. Don't hide. That is the next principle. How to handle arguments is, one of the technique is, do not hold any secrets to your heart. Tell it to the most trusted people. Your parents are the most trusted people. Talk to them. Okay. This is the best. These are the best ways to handle arguments. Then next question, what is the best way to conclude an argument? For example, you are more interested to take that control and conclude the argument. What is the best way to conclude the argument? How you should conclude? You should use some magic words like this. It will create a lot of magic. Trust me, children. Let me think about it, and I will come back to you. This is how you should conclude. That means what? You're not resisting the person. You're not irritating him or her. You're saying, let me think about it. I'll come back to you. Give me 1 day's time. Why are you arguing? Why are you angry? Give me 1 day's time. No, I will think about it and come back to you. See, immediately the person realizes, okay, fine. Then you can use some another magic word like this. You may be right, but you need to also give me a chance to think through it, and I will come back. Who knows? I may be right also, but I'm not saying you are wrong. Something like that, right? You need to learn the art of talking to people in a nice way and convince them, especially rude people, right? And you should use words like, in between the argument, I understand, I'm sorry, then don't use too many. I know, I'm sorry, but you are also not innocent. Don't use that word but. That but word you use, but, right? You use the but word. No, the next half of the statement will be definitely something that the other person won't like. Therefore, don't use but. Use confined, close-ended statements. Something like, I understand, leave it there. I'm sorry, leave it there. Right? These are the techniques. This is like a coaching class. Okay, you're learning something. Good, good. Now, last but not the least, we will talk about what Bible says, without which I'm not letting you go. Right? Parents, whoever is trying to escape, catch them. I know you're all good children. I'm just, kidding with you. Take your children Bible, Proverbs chapter 15, verses 1 and 18. Verses 1 and 18, Proverbs 15. I'll tell you what, Bible is Bible is the best book of life, nothing but. Okay, a gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. When the other person is coming like a red hot iron, you go and beat him with a hammer. That's it. He will explode on you. Instead, softly you talk. You lower your voice when the other person is screaming like one monkey or chimpanzee. Then why are you also screaming like another monkey, right? Don't do that. You rather tell softly, okay, tell me what happened. Why are you screaming? Tell me, I'm listening. No, like that talk in that mellowed voice. Bible says that it will turn. Next, verse 18. A hot-tempered person stirs up conflict. If you are a hot-tempered person who is known for that Mr. arguing, or a Mr. person, Mr. arguing or Mrs. arguing kind of type, you are the one who's going and creating conflict. But the one who is patient calms a quarrel. So inculcate that patience. Educate yourself and learn what is patience. Okay, in the interest of time, moving. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 9. Do not be quickly provoked in your spirit, for anger resides in the laps of the fools. If you are getting so angry and jumping into argument and jumping into, slapping other person, you know what is your name? Fool, useless fellow, stupid fellow. We say, no, fool. I'm not saying that. Now, don't look at Uncle Teddy. Uncle Teddy, what is this you are calling me? No, Uncle Teddy is not saying anything. Bible is telling. Bible is for the word of God. God tells you. If you are a person who is very prudent, brilliant, nice person, you know what you will do? You will not definitely be a fool, first of all. And secondly, you will not have something called as impatience or anger. You will always get into the convincing mode because you don't want to argue. Last one, 1 John 3:18. And with that, we are done. Dear children, let us not love with words or speech, but with actions and in truth. Empty words, arguing means argument. You know what? 20 words you will talk. All 20 words are meaningless, useless. Do not be like that, dear children. John is writing to you. God is telling you, come with the actions. In truth, you talk. Do not lie. See, while arguing, no, it will be majority lies only. Ah, you did this, I know, and just watch, no, two people arguing and fighting with each other. 90% it will be lie on both the sides. Only 10% truth will be there. But you don't be like that. You be a man or a woman of truth, or a boy or a girl of truth. You understand? Good. I'm sure you enjoyed this session. I'm sorry I took that little 2 minutes extra time. God bless you. Do not get into the habit of argument. Stay away from it. Very soon, Uncle Teddy will meet you with the new session. God bless you. Bye bye. Take care.